headlights.
Back up.
Yeah. They're probably like, what is this guy doing?
Trying to
Sticking his
say?
head. They just get
Pretty
vomit.
clear now.
They just get vomit all over their windshield or whatever. Yeah, I remember the first time I truly got blacked out wasted was at a I hadn't even started working there. You were working there. But it was basically a valet parker party. You remember this?
I remember that very well.
Yeah,
I remember that.
You better. He had to babysit me, right? So basically, I worked at the Chinese food restaurant. Garrett worked as a valet, and Garrett's having like a company party. And Garrett's like, "Yo, we want to go?" And I was like, "Sure," you know. So I go to this company party. I don't know anybody, but there's alcohol there, and you know I'm a kid, so like getting alcohol is like a freaking the greatest day of your life. And so I just go to town, and I have no idea how to drink.
Screwdriver.
I have no idea how much alcohol I can handle. I just remember drinking 1.5 million screwdrivers and Coronas because there was a bathtub full of Coronas, and I just chugged a bunch of those, and then I had a bunch of screwdrivers. And I just got super, super drunk. I really don't remember much at all from the party.
So I remember...
I remember his swords. Our fucking boss had like a sword collection, okay? He was like a total nerd. He had a fucking Gandalf sword and like... He just
Total nerd.
You go into his living room and it's just fucking swords, you know, that he bought off eBay. You know what I mean?
I remember one of the main reasons why we were in such good relations with the bosses is because they played World of Warcraft. And we played World of Warcraft. I remember one time, one of my bosses, he called me up, he woke me up, and he's like, "You're fucking late. Like, get to work." And so I was like, all right, shit. So I showed up to work, and then he chews me out for like 5 minutes, and he's just like, "All right, like, you get it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm sorry." He's just like, "All right, like, get on the drive." And I like go out to the drive, and it's like slow. And then he like comes over in the golf cart. He's like, "Garrett, jump in." And I like jump in. He's just like, "All right, so what do you think about the Horde getting paladins?" Like, and then it's like all of a sudden not mad at me at all. He just wants to talk World of Warcraft with me.
Yeah. He said that. He's like, "Yo, bro, like, let's talk World of Warcraft."
Dude, the Horde's getting paladins, bro. Like the Burning Crusade.
I forget. Did he play Horde or was he
I
strictly
think we were
Alliance?
Horde. I think. He
No,
was
I
a Horde.
think back then. No. My first level 60 was a orc. So yeah, I was Horde.
Yeah, and I rolled Blood Elf Paladin right when it came out. But yeah,
But
Burning.
Blood Elf was the expansion.
Yeah, and we were talking about it because that's what was about to come out. Like that came out right when we got to LA. The whole summer we were talking about it.
Right.
Anyways, but yeah, World of Warcraft saved me and my job a lot. Also, the fact that I didn't crash any cars. That was always a big problem. There's plenty of guys who did crash cars. I remember one guy fucked up a Porsche. It might have been 911. It was a really nice Porsche. It wasn't a Spider. It might have been a Porsche 911. Fucked it up first day. Like the one of the worst accidents I saw in 9 months of working there was from this guy on his first day.
I remember I did back up because you have to back in. You don't just park the car like traditionally. You have to back in. That way, when the guest wants their car, you instead of backing out and then turning and going, you can just drive right out. So it's faster if you back in to begin with. So when the guest wants their car, you could just drive straight out of the parking space. So you have to back in every time. I mean, we're 18 years old. Like, you know, we haven't been driving that long. So backing in cars, you know, it's a skill you have to learn.
On the job.
And like
nice cars.
Some of these cars are extremely nice, extremely fast, stick shift, and some of them are. I mean, we lived in the desert, right? So you got these like, you know, SoCal desert lifted truck bros with their flat bills and their sleeves, you know, and they're hardcore with these insane trucks, and you have to back into a parking space, and you're like, I can't see fucking anything in this thing. So I remember one time I did bump like my bumper pretty hard with another car, but I remember I was in a shitty car and luckily I hit another shitty car. So I was like, I don't see any damage, but then again, there's already so much damage, like I don't even know where to look, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was fine, but I mean,
I remember having to back up a lifted H2 Hummer. It was one of the largest vehicles I've ever fucking seen, let alone driven. And I had
a
a
lifted H2 Hummer.
lifted H2 Hummer. And I'm like, let's back this thing in. Like you could run over a small wall and it'd be too late by the time you realized it. You know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but luckily I never got in trouble. I never got caught with that.
I think at one time I might have bumped a bumper and put a small dent in something, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, but anyway, never got caught. Anyway, back to the company party.
Oh yeah.
So
we got
so I don't remember like anything from the company party besides the fact that like I don't know anyone except for Garrett. And I just got really drunk. And I just remember thinking like free Coronas and free screwdrivers. And then I get shit-faced.
Screwdrivers taste good.
And I remember
18-year-old.
I remember just having a hard time walking. I remember I was so drunk I couldn't walk straight. And that was the first time I have ever experienced that. And then I remember your boss is like, you got to take your brother home. And so like we're driving home and in the desert, everything's far away from each other. So you have to go on the freeway. And I remember sticking my head out of the window and puking my brains out as I'm looking at taillights directly behind our car. So that means like
headlights?
Headlights.
Yeah.
So there's a car right behind us. And I'm sticking my head out the window, just vomiting everything I got as I'm looking right into another car's headlights.
Back up.
Yeah.
Back up.
They're probably like, what is this
What
guy
is he
doing?
trying to
Sticking his
say?
head. And then, and they just get
It's pretty
vomit.
clear now.
They just get vomit all over their windshield or whatever. I just remember thinking like, don't be there. Like you're in the way. So I vomit all over the
like
side.
80 miles an hour.
Yeah, we're on the freeway. We're going like in the middle of the night. It's like 2 a.m. So we're going like 80 miles an hour. And there's vomit all over the side of our car.
I remember it wasn't just any vomit. It was carne asada and tortilla.
Yeah. Carne
Because I had
asada,
to spray it off the car and it wasn't coming off. It was it was like fucking
we had
epoxy glue.
Yeah, that was it. Carne asadas and screwdrivers and Coronas.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so we get home and I'm super drunk still. And I remember I need to get healthy. So in my quick logic reasoning, I'm like, I need to take vitamins to get healthy because I'm not healthy right now. So I grabbed 2 multivitamins. And these multivitamins, I remembered earlier. I didn't think about this at the time. But when you take one of these multivitamins, it would give you like, it'd make you nauseous. So it would give you like a stomach ache unless you ate it with food. Because multivitamins are supposed to take with food. I didn't know this at the time, but I was just thinking, I got to get healthy. So I took 2 of these multivitamins, and I took them on an empty stomach. Again, 1 multivitamin makes you nauseous when you're not drunk. And I took 2 when I was very drunk. And so I remember laying in bed, trying to go to sleep.
Maybe I should pick up the story.
Well, no. Well, you should pick up a story after I say this. Okay.
You're going to give away a climax that I could say.
No. Just let me fucking tell the story. Anyway, so I'm laying in bed. I took these 2 multivitamins. I'm like, just go to sleep. Just go to sleep. Everything's going to be fine. You're healthy now. You took 2 multivitamins. You're healthy. You're responsible. Totally. Go to bed. So then I'm laying in bed. I close my eyes. And all of a sudden, I wake up and I just got to puke everywhere. I cover my mouth and I puke just spews between my fingers all over my brand new gaming desktop computer. Like all over my computer, all over my bed, all over me. And I'm just like, and just pukes everywhere. And then I run to the bathroom and then, yeah, I'm like, I got to fucking puke in the toilet. I got to take a shower. And then, yeah, you could take over from there.
Yeah. So what is it? So I'm dealing with Gavin all night. He's wasted, and I'm driving him home, and I've probably been drinking too. So I probably shouldn't have been driving.
Definitely.
Definitely shouldn't have been driving. But I get him home, and this is before that we still live with our fucking parents.
Yeah, we live in my mom's house.
So what is it? And we got 2 younger brothers. And a full family in a fairly small house. We got our room, and then right on the other side of the wall is our brother's room, and then right across the hallway is our parents' room. And so we're like sneaking in fucking wasted for the first time in the eyes of my parents or something like that. And I get Gavin home, and he's wasted. He's puking all night, like we mentioned. And I get him in bed. I think you took a shower. I got you all like showered up. I think you might have puked in the toilet some, and then you showered, and then whatever. And I got you in bed. I'm just like, all right, problem solved. He's in bed. He's just gonna pass out. Fucking, we're good. And I remember it was laundry day. Fucking laundry day at our household meant everybody took their fucking laundry and just threw it. Everybody just took their laundry in giant heaps, with the whites, the darks, and just threw it in the hallway. So there's like laundry everywhere in the hallway. And what is it? I'm like, all right, Gavin's in the bed. I'm going to take my shower now and relax and be like, all right, mission accomplished. So I close the door, lock the door, take my fucking underwear off. I got like 1 foot in the shower, and then right when I hear that, I hear a fucking knock on the door. I'm like, shit, like Gavin needs to get back in here. And so I'm like, where's my underwear? Where's my underwear? Get my underwear back on, go to open the door, and then I just see puke just go underneath the door. I hear like a body hit the ground. I just see puke shoot from underneath the door crack. And I'm just like, fuck. And I was like, God damn it. And then you bang the door so loud that I'm like, you're going to wake up everybody. Like our whole family's fucking asleep. And I'm just like, shit. I open the door and there's like Gavin like fucking on the ground, just like out. And then, what is it? And I'm like, get the fuck back. I'm like, you got to do everything quiet. We're like 6 feet from the rest of our family. You know, they're right on the other sides of doors and right on the other sides of walls. So I get you back in your room or some shit. And I'm like pushing laundry to the sides because like you got some puke and laundry and shit like that. And then I'm like, I need a fucking mop. So I go and I get a mop. And then I remember I'm sitting there
3 a.m. Yeah. I gotta mop the fucking house.
Mop the fucking floor now. And so now I got a mop and I'm like just mopping up the floor. And I remember Mom like walks out and she's like, "What's up? Like, what's wrong with you guys?" I'm just like, yeah, I got a mop before. She's like, what, is Gavin sick? I'm just like, yeah, food poisoning. Yeah, he's got that food poisoning.
Wait, what didn't Mom say? Food poisoning first? And then you were like, yeah, food poisoning.
No, I remember I was just like, food poisoning.
That's a genius. How did you get that shit?
Dude, that's not genius. That's like the dumbest fucking thing ever. That's like what every high schooler tells their parents.
I know, but like at that point, like I didn't have food poisoning until I was in Thailand. Like I didn't even know what food poisoning was until like, you know, several years later.
I'd gotten food poisoning from like yogurt when we were younger.
Yeah, in my life, yogurt. I've never had food poisoning until I was 26 years. Oh yeah, I was 26 years old in Thailand. The first time ever, and the first and only time I got food poisoning.
Really? That's the only time?
Yeah, that's the only time. By the way, quick advice: if you're in Southeast Asia, don't eat beef. Just don't fucking do it. Just stay clear. Oh, just like there's no cows in Southeast Asia that I'm aware of. I got food poisoning from eating a burger. My girlfriend got food poisoning from eating a burger. Just don't do it. Yeah, Southeast Asia,
know what they're doing.
They're not known for their burgers in Thailand and in Vietnam. So just don't eat burgers there.
Well, anyways, yeah, so I'm like mopping. She catches this red-handed, clearly just drunk, and drank too much. And I'm just like, yeah, food poisoning. And I'm just like, here we go. And she's just like, okay. I'm just like, all right, I think I got away with that one.
We totally did.